Hey everybody, I want to start out by apologizing for not having a video up for 2 weeks. The first week was spring break and I took a flight somewhere for some reason. I don't want to tell you just because if what I was flying to the place for doesn't work out, I don't want to get like super hyped up about it and talk about it on the channel and then just have it fall through and be embarrassed and have everything be awkward. So I'm gonna keep that under wraps unless it happens, and then you guys will not stop hearing about it. But yes, so I took a flight that ate up a lot of my time for my spring break, and then the week after that, which was this past week, Magic was actually here from the previous Friday up until actually yesterday, and that was a lot. That was just around 10 days, I think. Was it? No, not 10. Let's see. Yeah, 10 days. 10 days with them, which was absolutely amazing. It's so nice to spend that much time with them. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. Before I get into the story, this game is Dying Light. I've been playing a lot of this game lately. It is pretty fun, I'm not gonna lie. It has really well integrated multiplayer. There's no real level advantage. The level advantage is all personal. Like you gain new fighting abilities and stuff like that, but the zombies don't get any harder. I guess the only real thing is you start not unlocking, but discovering new classes of zombies that you have to fight. So I guess if you play with someone that's further back in the story than you won't be facing those, but that's about it. Yeah, and like I said, great game. I do parkour kind of just like as a hobby, so to have it really well integrated into a game is pretty fun. Admittedly, some of the mechanics are off, but I mean, there's no way it would be really hard to properly capture parkour. I mean, Mirror's Edge did it really well, and I'm actually really looking forward to the second one that's coming out soon. But yeah, that's just my little bit on this. No, this game does not all take place at night, in case you didn't know. It's just that my capture was being really shitty. That's another part of why this video didn't come out sooner, is because I was trying to get gameplay footage to capture for it, and I think I recorded it 6 or 7 times, and my capture was just crapping out on me. It just was very buggy and not capturing well. You might even see a couple jumps in this. I'm cutting around a lot of the buggy spots, but there's still a couple in it here and there, so I really apologize for that. I'm looking to upgrade my PC, which will help a lot. But I have to get into the story because I don't have a lot of footage time to talk over. I have about 11 minutes, and I don't really want to use it all because some of it I'd prefer not to. Anyway, so story time. The roommate that never was. Sit down, kids. Gather around and prepare for the story. Unfortunately, there are no... Oh, I do have a couple pictures that go along with this, so those will be going up at the proper time. So, once upon a time, there was this kid named... oh, shoot. Let's call him Will. Will lived in a suite in college. Now, in this suite were a lot of really awesome guys. You had 2 stoners at the end of the hall. You had two decent guys. One was his roommate. One also lived down the hall. But here was the thing. There was one guy. Let's call him Joe Schmo. So Joe, he was a nice guy. He was very nice to everyone he talked to. The only problem was he was kind of annoying. Just like in his mannerisms, and he wasn't very clean, and it was just all these little things that at first seemed tolerable and we thought we would be okay with it, but after his entire year at college had just kind of built up to be too much. So, as a little form of stress relief, not meant in malice, but mainly just for our own sanity, the rest of the suite decided to play a prank on him. Nothing harmful at all, just for a little bit of fun. Now, Will had a tent and a sleeping bag left over from a camping trip the year before. He'd accidentally, screw it, you know it's me. I had accidentally left it at school the year before, and yada yada yada. I still have it. So we decided one night that we were, it was pretty late night. We were a little wacky. So we decided to set up the tent for no apparent reason in our living room, because we live in a suite. So we have a living room and a kitchen, and then our 3 individual doubles. So we are setting up the tent, and we're like, oh, yo, we could put the sleeping bag in it. It would seem like someone was living here. And then it occurred to us, we could make it seem like a roommate had moved in. Now, this was at the beginning of the year, so it could have easily been that housing had screwed up, or someone had applied super late and housing had not gotten the opportunity to give them housing. This had happened before. So they usually stick them in a suite for about a week, until they can find them a room, and then they move to that room. This had happened before. This had happened to about 3 or 4 kids the year before, so why couldn't it have happened again? Now, this would require plenty of setup. This would require dedication and the entire suite being in on it. It would require luck that none of the health and safety inspections happened during that week. But we accepted the mission. We set up the tent. We started putting stuff in it. We all donated. I donated books. My other roommates donated bags and clothing. We donated school supplies. We filled this tent and we put chargers and a lamp. We made it look lived in. And for an entire week, we moved around things in it. We left notes for him. We even went as far as to eat some of the food and leave it next to the bed open. He was a little messy. We came up with an entire backstory for the person that lived there. His name was Ronald. He was about 6'4", an MMA fighter, very jacked. And the reason he was never around was because he had all 8 a.m.s. He enjoyed going to the gym in the morning before his classes, but he also worked till about 1 in the morning. He would get off class, go to work till 1 in the morning, come home, sleep, get up, go to the gym. And he was also very good with the ladies. So occasionally he just wouldn't come back at all. Now, you would say to yourself, who would ever fall for this? I would never fall for this. That's too ridiculous. Here's something you have to understand. He has no reason to doubt us. This has happened before. We all seem like really nice guys, and we're all in on it. We all have the exact same story. We all corroborate it perfectly. And none of us crack up when we're saying it. We all are in on it. We share information whenever we have to invent part of his backstory. We add on to it and we inform the rest of the suite. It was all very well coordinated. So it was pretty amazing. And we thought in the back of our heads, like, this couldn't, this won't work for a week. He won't believe it for a week. And even if he believes it for a week, he won't believe it for the rest of the time. However, at the end of that week, when we moved Ronald out and Ronald found a room somewhere else at the school, our roommate Joe, he looked at us and said, I can't believe I lived with a guy for a week and never saw him. Now, this in our minds was a sign of victory. We had won because the prank was successful. He believed it. And he will go home and he will tell people the roommate that he lived with for a week and never even saw, and he won't even know that it wasn't real. Now, some of you out there might say, this is really cruel. That's not nice. You're, playing a trick on him. But you also have to think, okay, looking back on it, I said that his mannerisms built up over the year, and they were okay at first, and that this also started at the beginning of the year. This didn't really start at the beginning of the year. This started about a month after. And the mannerisms had already started to become annoying by then. Like, we knew we could live with them, but they were still pretty annoying. Just little loophole closer. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed the gameplay. If I can finally upgrade my PC, this will happen a lot more, and you'll be seeing a lot more gameplay behind a lot more stories. Because I really enjoy telling stories, and I'll get better at it. The footage will get better, and you'll still be here. And thank you so much for that. If you do want to continue to stick around, make sure to like and subscribe the video. I know everyone says that, but believe it or not, the likes really help. They're a motivation boost more than anything. And the subscribing is same thing. It's nice to know how many people want to watch me, and I'm astonished that even 111 people want to watch me. That's crazy to me. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to tune in next time, because I will have some amazing content for you. I promise. I don't know what it is yet, but I know it's amazing. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!